For just the second time since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger, a conference features the same four teams returning to the divisional round of the playoffs in consecutive years. Among the group, the Texans appeared the most vulnerable, having stumbled during the second half of the season. The Chiefs, on the other hand, have essentially made the divisional round and beyond a regular stop since Patrick Mahomes took over as their quarterback. Over the past two seasons, Trent McDuffie has established himself as one of the NFL's premier cornerbacks. He's been a cornerstone of a strong Chiefs defense and will play a critical role this week against the Texans' limited passing attack. With injuries sidelining Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, Houston's receiving corps now hinges almost entirely on Nico Collins. While Collins is among the league's best receivers, he struggled against Kansas City in their Week 16 matchup, managing just 60 yards on 7 catches. When McDuffie was the primary defender, Collins caught 3 of 4 targets for just 5 yards. McDuffie also recorded an interception in that game. While McDuffie may not shadow Collins all game, his performance will be key to neutralizing Houston's top receiving threat. The Texans' primary advantage lies in their edge rushers. Both Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter are coming off stellar seasons, and their pass rush wreaked havoc on the Chargers last week. Meanwhile, the Chiefs' offensive line has been a persistent issue, specifically at tackle. Left guard Joe Thuney had to shift to left tackle late in the season, a role he performed admirably despite being out of position. DJ Humphries, a mid-season addition, returned from injury in Week 18, but has only played in 2 games this year. Whether it's Thuney or Humphrey starting at left tackle, the Texans' edge rushers must dominate that matchup to give Houston a chance. These teams met not too long ago in Week 16, where the Chiefs won 27-19. They could have scored even more if Kareem Hunt didn't slide and kneel out the time. The Texans kept it close, trailing 17-16 after Tank Dell's touchdown, but Dell's devastating injury left Houston shaken and without a key playmaker. Kansas City capitalized, pulling away late. Rookie Xavier Worthy was pivotal for the Chiefs, recording 7 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown in that game. The formula for Kansas City win was straightforward: effective rushing, efficient play from Mahomes, standout contributions from Worthy, and a strong defensive performance that included 2 interceptions of Texans quarterback CJ Stroud. To pull off an upset, the Texans will need to play an exceptional game. For the Chiefs, a typical performance should be enough to secure the win. It's remarkable how much recency bias can shape perceptions. Just 72 hours ago, the majority of the NFL community had written off the Texans. They were decisively beaten by the Kansas City Chiefs on December 21st and embarrassed by the Ravens on Christmas. But after a dominant defensive performance against the Chargers in the wild card round, the Texans defense is suddenly being lauded as elite. In reality, the Texans defense has been a strength all season. They performed well during their late December trip to Arrowhead and have consistently carried an underwhelming offense. Ranked 2nd in defensive DVOA and 5th in EPA per play, Houston's defense stands in stark contrast to an offense that sits just 26th in DVOA and 23rd in EPA per play. With star receivers Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs sidelined for the season, the Texans have leaned heavily on clear defensive formula to stay competitive. The Chiefs are facing a critical decision at left tackle. Houston's pass rush, which ranks 4th in the NFL with 49 sacks, presents a formidable challenge. Edge rushers Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter have combined for 23 sacks, and their relentless pressure on Justin Herbert in the wild card round led to his highest quick pressure rate in any game of his career. The Texans pressured Herbert on 19 of 36 dropbacks, with 11 of those pressures coming within 2.5 seconds, including 5 unblocked rushes. So who should the Chiefs start at left tackle? Let's evaluate the options. Joe Thuney has done an admirable job stepping in at tackle, but it's difficult to fully assess his performance. For starters, Thuney is an exceptional guard, and his ability to play NFL caliber tackle is impressive in itself. However, the circumstances surrounding his starts make it hard to judge objectively. Over 3 starts at tackle, Thuney has faced elite pass rushers like Myles Garrett, Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, and Alex Highsmith. Despite this tough competition, Thuney has held his own. The Chiefs' game plans have also adapted significantly with Thuney at tackle. Against Pittsburgh, Mahomes posted his quickest time to throw of the season, completing 20 of 24 passes under 2.5 seconds for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. A similar approach against the Texans saw Mahomes average 2.5 seconds to throw, highlighting the team's strategy to counter their offensive line struggles. The return of Hollywood Brown has also added a speed element to Kansas City's offense, helping offset some of the line's limitations. That said, Thuney's number at tackle are average at best. He's allowed 14 pressures across 3 starts and earned a 58.4 PFF pass blocking grade. His shorter arm length can be a liability against edge rushers, and while he's a fluid mover for a guard, he remains vulnerable to speed rushes around the arc. Additionally, the Chiefs lose a significant presence at left guard when Thuney moves outside. His replacement, Mike Caliendo, has struggled, earning a 28.1 PFF pass blocking grade and surrendering 7 pressures in 3 starts. The other option is DJ Humphries, who joined the Chiefs late in the season following an ACL recovery. While he's only played 7 quarters, Humphries has shown flashes of potential. His length and smoother kick step make him more natural at tackle than Thuney, but his limited reps and rust are concerning. So far, Humphries has allowed 11 pressures and holds a 30.5 PFF pass blocking grade, which doesn't inspire much confidence. Ultimately, the Chiefs must decide whether to keep Thuney at left tackle or move him back to left guard and start Humphries at tackle. Thuney's experience and consistency provide a high floor, but his limitations at tackle and Caliendo's struggles at guard lower the offense's overall ceiling. If Humphries can manage even average play at tackle, the Chiefs' offensive line could become a playoff strength. This decision carries significant implications for Kansas City's playoff run and their pursuit of a three-peat. In my opinion, the best shot at giving the chance at three-peat is starting Joe Thuney at left tackle. The Chiefs signed DJ Humphries to fill in for that left tackle spot, but he got hurt in his very first game. This is the playoffs we're talking about now. There is no room for risk, and the Chiefs need to put themselves in the best position to win the game, and the best position for themselves is starting Joe Thuney at left tackle. He's been able to hold his own, and he honestly has done a great job moving from left guard to left tackle. The offensive line has played some of their best games of the season with him there, and the offense in general has been performing this last 2 games at an all-time high for the season. Getting Hollywood Brown back is huge, and like I mentioned, it adds another speed factor to this team. They need to have the best pass protection going into the playoffs, because if Mahomes is getting constantly pressured, he's going to be moving around a lot, and he's going to get sacked. He was sacked already the most of his career this season, and going into the playoffs, that just can't happen. Mahomes needs to be highly protected in the playoffs. If the Chiefs want to three-peat, they need to figure out the offensive line, but they haven't had the right opportunities to get that situated, and moving Joe Thuney has given them the best opportunities to win the game. So in my personal opinion, I believe Joe Thuney at left tackle is their best shot at winning this three-peat. But y'all let me know down below. Let me know what you guys think the Chiefs should do at the left tackle situation. This is the biggest concern going into the playoffs for the Kansas City Chiefs. So y'all let me know down below what you think Andy Reid and the front office should do. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, make sure you go down below and you subscribe and you turn the notification bell on so you never miss a Chiefs video or any video at all. Leave a like as well. I greatly do appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.